Guys, so today I'm going to be doing a bookshelf tour type thing because I thought it'd be cool to show you my books. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of some when I moved, but I think I still have a decent collection, I guess. Most of these are fiction, although I do read some nonfiction, and I actually haven't read a lot of these books because I've had a bad habit over the years of reading all the library books I got, but then neglecting the books I actually had. So hopefully I'm going to get rid of that habit, but who knows. Sorry for like the white glow. I can't get rid of it because like the sun is kind of coming through my blinds even though they're closed, so I'm sorry. So over here we have my Harry Potter collection, and the first book unfortunately is not hardback like the rest, but these are very well-loved, well-worn books, and my family actually, they got the Harry Potter books as soon as they came out, so these are very well-treasured books, and you know, the whole family, like, well, not the whole family read them, really me and my sister and maybe my brother read them, but I got to keep them, and so that's super awesome. They always hold a special place in my heart. And then right here is the Bronze Horseman. Woo. This is the kind of weird cover of it, but I got it at a thrift store, and train. I wanted to read it at some point, but I didn't read it yet. And here we've got some Edgar Allan Poe. These are just selected tales. I'd like to get the full collection of Edgar Allan Poe at some point, but I've read a lot of poems online and stuff like that. And then this is Today I Made a Difference. I read most of it. This is something I actually got my sister because she's a teacher, and then I ended up getting duplicate copies, so I just read it myself. And then, ooh, this is a trilogy called the Bartimaeus Trilogy. The cover art is pretty cool. It's about a genie and a wizard and stuff like that, I guess. It's a fantasy trilogy, and I really enjoyed this trilogy, and I hadn't heard a lot about it before I did, so if you're into fantasy and stuff, this is a good one. It's a young adult trilogy. There's like Three Musketeers that I haven't read. Oh, I did not notice this one. This is a like Greek plays, right? Yeah. I haven't read this either. Sadly, Dracula is still sitting on my shelf waiting for me to pick it up. Here's like a duplicate copy of Frankenstein. This is my fiance's copy of it. Here's Macbeth, and this one doesn't have like the writing in it, which I'm pretty sure I wrote on it when I had this in high school, so this might be a different copy for some weird reason. And then this is a little wedding book that I got as a gift from my future mother-in-law. Sorry, I'm like being cut out of the frame here. This was a gift from my therapist. It's like experiences of a pediatrician or a studying pediatrician, and I was given this because I had an interest in pediatrics because I was going to be a pediatric nurse, and obviously I didn't become one, but that's that. This is one of my favorite fantasy books. This is The Name of the Wind, and would you look at that like cover art? It's so pretty. You see it in there? This is a really good book. Do not be intimidated by its size. It's like 600 some pages. It's a really, really good book for fantasy people. Unfortunately, I haven't read the second one, but I will at some point. And you know, it takes like Patrick Rothfuss. It takes him a long time to write things. Or at least this one I know is really good. And then, oh, these are first of all, this one my friend wrote. It's like a short story. Like, my friend wrote and drew the cover of this, and so if you want to check it out, She has it on Amazon, and she's an awesome artist and everything. So, yeah. And then these, except for this one, these are all, not mine, they're Joe's. So, he has like a brief history of time, myths and legends, physics of the impossible, and then this is my vegan cookbook. Then he has the Divine Comedy, which is one of his favorite stories. Or isn't it technically like an epic poem or something? And then down here, I should get on the other side. So I'm on this side now. Down here we have some random things. This violin book is Joe's. Then I have like a George Harrison photography type thing, which is pretty cool. I have a recipe book, and this is my only graphic novel. It's Saga. It was pretty good, but I don't know. I haven't been really into graphic novels that much. I like reading books, and I can't put this back in. Vegan baking cookbook. There's Under the Dome. This is pretty cool looking, right? Have not read this one because I get intimidated by like huge books, even though a lot of good books are huge books. And then this is Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. I haven't read that one yet. Complete works of William Shakespeare. I can't talk today, guys. I'm so sorry. Complete works of William Shakespeare. I obviously haven't read all of this. That would take me a while, but I've read like Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet and maybe another one, I think. Love is a Cure by Elton John. This was given to me by my dad. This is the Count of Monte Cristo. I read this and it took me forever, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I liked the first like half of it more than the second half, I think. Well, it's like in the middle it was kind of slow for me, and then at the the first part and then the end were really interesting. Alice in Wonderland. This is really awesome. I've always loved Alice in Wonderland. This is A Short History of Nearly Everything. Here's a nonfiction book. This is, well, it's like sciencey stuff. I haven't read it, but I really would like to at some point. The Great Gatsby, I read this for school. The Book Thief is about basically Nazi Germany, and so it's a very kind of emotional read, and it is really good. American Gods, as you can see, I have read like the start of it, and I need to read more because it's pretty good so far. These, this is like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I haven't read, or I haven't watched the movie, but I read this first book and it was really good. I know it was very dark and kind of disturbing and a thriller type book, and so yeah, it was really good. It was hard to get past like the beginning for some reason, I think, but it ended up being a very good book. Game of Thrones I haven't read yet because they're big books and I want to like be able to invest in the whole series, you know? So I didn't want to start it. Don Quixote, I don't know if I'm ever going to read it because it's huge and it was written a long time ago and I'm afraid I won't be able to understand it, but I've read little like comics of Don Quixote and it's pretty funny. Jane Eyre, one of my favorite books of all time. I highly recommend it, guys. This is A Canticle for Leibowitz. I have not read it, but I'm really interested in reading this one. It's like a classic sci-fi book, I think. And then here's Crime and Punishment. Haven't read that one yet. This is my copy of Frankenstein that I have a review of on my channel. Check it out. Howl's Moving Castle. Haven't read that, but I have watched the movie. And it is a very good movie, by the way. Miyazaki is amazing. I read this, Adventures of Huck Finn, for, like a class. It was okay. I wasn't really a huge fan of it. Everyone else was, apparently. And then The Neverending Story, which I haven't read, but again, I've seen movie for, so I need to like get on reading these books. But that is like my shelf thing. So now I have a few other books that I want to show you. They're not like from my shelf, they're from my desk and everywhere, so I just took them out and I will show you them now. Okay guys, they're not a few books, there are a lot more books, but let me just show you. Okay, so here's Blindness. Been wanting to read this one for a while. A lot of these I got at thrift stores. This is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I think I read like the first part of it and I never got around to finishing it. I just really love the artwork or photography on the cover and the cover design. I think it looks really nice. This is a Jodi Picoult book. I used to read a lot of Jodi Picoult. I really liked 19 Minutes and My Sister's Keeper. They were actually some of my favorite books. And so I want to get back to reading them. Because I don't know, I haven't picked anything up by her in a while. And then this is The Shadow of the Wind, which I heard is amazing and I need to read. This is Atonement. I have read this one and I watched the movie and they're both very, very good. I used to do a booktube channel and I think I did a review of this on my old channel. So I'm back. The fire alarm went off. That's what that noise was. And thankfully it was just like nothing bad. It was just someone burnt food or something and it was really, really burnt, and so the whole building fire alarms went off and we had to leave and blah blah blah. But everything's all good now. The next book, this is Throne of Glass. It's like a YA book and I've been wanting to read this one because everybody had said a lot of good things about it. And then this is one I got at a thrift store. It's in like perfect condition. I don't know, it just looked interesting and I recognized the name and I've heard that she was a good author, so yeah. These are Terry Pratchett like books, like The Color Magic and stuff. I think what is it called? Discworld series maybe? I'm not entirely positive, but these are some of like Joe's favorite books and I heard they're really good. I have Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is one of my favorite sci-fi books. I love this. I love like the movie. So funny. This is one that I put on my suggestion video, and this is one of my favorite books and movies. It's amazing. Here is Rebecca, and this is kind of, I've heard it's a adaptation kind of Jane Eyre, and so I really wanted to read this one. This is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. This is also a really good book, and I think I put this on my suggestions video as well. And this is another Neil Gaiman book, Anansi Boys, that I didn't read yet. And then this is an economics book. I don't even know what this is about. This one, I really liked The Kite Runner, so I got this book and I still have not read this. This I had borrowed from Joe and now I just like have been reading it and I haven't finished it yet, but I am going to, and it's very, very interesting. And I'm really liking Dawkins' arguments and stuff so far. And then this is just cool looking. This was something Joe gave me. And I have no idea what it is. It's probably fantasy and it's a few books in one, hence the hugeness. And these books, these are some little collector's editions of Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities and Great Expectations. My grandparents gave these to me a while ago and I was like, oh, these are like, I'm not gonna like these books because they're like old-time books, and now I really want to read them, so. This is another book from Joe. This is Mother Nature is Going to Kill You. Seems pretty interesting. Here's The Green Mile, one of my favorite books. Here is The Furies of Calderon. This is part of a series, so I don't know if I'm going to start reading this soon or not. But I heard the series was pretty decent, but I don't know. I picked this up at a thrift store. Here's To Kill a Mockingbird. This is an awesome book. I read this in high school. This is Animal Farm, another really good book that I read in like middle school. This is What is Goth by Voltaire, and I've already recommended this book. It's really tiny, and it's really interesting to read about, you know, to learn more for people who don't know a lot about the subculture. This book I got a while ago and I haven't read, and I thought I actually got rid of it, so I don't know if I'm going to read it anytime soon, at least. And then this is a Bible I got in high school, and I haven't read the whole thing, but I've read a lot of it over the years. And then I gotta figure out how to do this. I just decided it was easiest to show you guys this way. Excuse all the random stuff over there. This is just the last thing. This is the Mistborn Trilogy box set, and this is the most amazing box set artwork compared to the other Mistborn ones. And I have not read this yet, but I hopefully will eventually. So that was my bookshelf tour. Hope you found it interesting. If you have read any of these books that I haven't read, and you want to recommend any that are really good, I kind of need the motivation to read. I've had a terrible reading slump lately. If you've read any other ones that I've read or whatever, let me know what you think about it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!